that are handling this are the best in the country, and I'm sure they're doing a great job.
Why
are they playing back?
Last speaks to the Laundrie family, whether Brian, Chris, or Roberto.
I know they reached out on Friday.
Hey, so I'm going to start this over. I was having a hard time starting the live stream, but there was a press conference just now. It's still ongoing. It doesn't look like they're going to give much information like the previous one, kind of. But I'm going to take it back, give people a second to join, and do a little bit of optimization for people that watch the rebroadcast. I'll put the timestamp down below. And so this was through the family attorney. They're asking some questions as well. Let's see here. What's up, everybody? We're back. It's been nonstop today. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. That's very interesting. Okay. Let me take this back a little bit. Let me get you guys on the screen here. Trying to get a little bit organized. Let's do this right here. Hey, Alexa, what's up? Welcome.
And good friendships. And
you fast forwarded to the when they start. Okay, only like a couple of minutes behind, like 2 minutes behind. So let me just optimize this real quick. We're going to get started. I don't, it seems like everybody's lawyered up, so it doesn't seem like they can say much. They're just, I guess making pleas. Let me put the tags in here. We're good to go. Okay. Hopefully we're on, I haven't even looked at Facebook. Let me read you guys this too, and this is from the Facebook group. There's a new statement too from the Laundrie family. So I'm going to read this, and then we're going to watch the video, okay? To give it a chance for people to join. Statement from Laundrie family. Many people are wondering why Mr. Laundrie would not make a statement or speak with law enforcement in the face of Ms. Petito's absence. In my experience, intimate partners are often the first person. Oh, did we see this already? The first person law enforcement focuses their attention on in cases like this, and the warning that any statement made will be used against you is true. Yeah, this is an old statement. I feel like this is new. Regardless whether my client had anything to do with Ms. Petito's disappearance, as such, on the advice of counsel, Mr. Laundrie will not be speaking on this matter. I have been informed that Northport, Florida police have named Brian Laundrie as a person of interest in this matter. This formality has not really changed the circumstances of Mr. Laundrie being the focus of attention of law enforcement, and Mr. Laundrie will continue to remain silent on advice of counsel. So he's staying quiet.
Petito family, I have a letter that they want to send to
hey everybody, welcome back.
Christopher and Roberta Laundrie, and I'm going to read it at this time, and then I'll take limited questions. Christopher and Roberta Laundrie, we are writing this letter to ask you to help find our daughter. We understand you are going through a difficult time, and your instinct is strong to protect your son. We ask you to put yourselves in our shoes. We haven't been able to sleep or eat, and our lives are falling apart. We believe you know the location of where Brian left Gabby. We beg you to tell us. As a parent, how could you let us go through this pain and not help us? As a parent, how could you put Gabby's younger brothers and sisters through this? Gabby lived with you for over a year. She's going to be your daughter-in-law. How can you keep her location hidden? You were both at Jim and Nicole's house. You were both so happy that Brian and Gabby got engaged and were planning to spend their lives together. Please, if you or your family have any decency left, please tell us where Gabby is located. Tell us if we are even looking in the right place. All we want is for Gabby to come home. Please help us make that happen. And that was from Jim Schmidt, Nicole Schmidt, Joe Petito, and Tara Petito. At this time, I'll take some questions.
Rick, what do you make of, or how is the family feeling about the policeman's body camera video that shows?
Sorry, it's too loud.
The family's not going to discuss any facts or anything to do with the relationship between Gabby and Brian. They were asked by the FBI to not discuss that.
Can they talk about how they feel seeing their daughter?
Listen.
And she's obviously upset on the video.
The family is devastated. Every day that this goes on, they get more and more desperate. They're at the point that that desperation is turning to anger. They know that the Laundries know where their daughter is, and they will not tell them. That's infuriating. Yes.
Have they been able to locate her cell phone, and when did they become aware of August 12th?
I'm not going to talk about what the FBI is doing and what their investigation is. All I know is that the FBI and the law enforcement agencies that are handling this are the best in the country, and I'm sure they're doing a great job.
When did the lawyers last speak to the Laundrie family, whether Brian, Chris, or Roberta?
I know they reached out on Friday the 10th, and I believe again on the 11th, and the Laundries refused to answer those. They stayed silent. And as you know from the Northport Police Department's press conference, I think it was yesterday, that Brian was back in Northport, Florida on September 1st. So that was over a week later. And
Can you provide a little bit more of a characterization of what the message was to the Laundries at that time?
I will not.
Mr. Stiver, just to get a little bit of a timeline, how long was the couple on Long Island before they headed to Wyoming, and where did they go along the way? Just so we kind of have an idea more about the trip.
I know they were out here. Their Gabby's brother had a graduation from a local high school, from their school, and she came up for that to spend time with their family. And then I believe on July 2nd, they began their trip.
When did the parents become aware of the video, the incident on August 12th?
I'm sorry.
The incident on August 12th.
They become aware.
I'm not going to discuss when they became aware of the videos or anything to do with the videos. Thank you.
Were they aware of the incident? Were they aware of the incident at any time with August 13th, 14th, 15th? Were they aware that that happened?
Again, we're not going to discuss anything about that incident. We were asked by the FBI to not discuss it.
Okay, in regard to the presser today.
Mr. Schmidt, can you give us the latest on him? Is he working on some type of a search, a grid search?
Jim Schmidt is out in Wyoming, as you guys know. He felt he needed to be there. We have family in New York and in Florida, and he felt he needed to be out there to be the contact person as well as to do what he can out in Wyoming. I'm not going to get into his specifics, what he's doing, but again, the whole Petito and Schmidt family is doing everything they can to find Gabby.
In regard to the Florida presser, the police chief agreed that today. He said that Laundrie's lawyer provided some property that they requested. Do you know anything about that?
We don't know anything about that. Again, I'm not going to comment on what the police are doing. I know they're doing a great job. And I just hope everyone, again, pulls together and helps us find Gabby. And again, from what I've been seeing for the last few days, everyone is doing that, but Brian and his family.
In regard to the questions they were asking about ADD, or not ADD, the mental OCD and the conditions or the disorder that she was referring to. Is there any comment on that?
I'm not going to comment on that.
Remember the August 30th text? Is there any other, she had implied she had received a message on August 30th that would detail it. Can we talk about that now?
I'm not going to get into the content of the message. I believe that's out there. It could be, but what I will say is that
He's referring to the message, the last message, I believe, August 30th, which the family, the mother, doesn't believe that was actually Brian. We've said it so many times already. And that was released on the Daily Mail.
the Petito and Schmidt family don't believe that message was sent from Gabby.
And Mr. Stafford, they were engaged. We've heard kind of varying things, but according to the letter, they were at the time of, as of 2 weeks ago, were they still engaged?
It's my understanding they were engaged, and I know they decided with the pandemic they couldn't have a wedding or the wedding they wanted, so that was put on hold, and they decided to go on their trip instead.
And was the plan eventually to drive back in the van? I know Portland, Oregon was like one of the final destinations. They mentioned maybe California and the body cam video, but was the plan to always come back in the van together?
From what I know, they were going to go to Oregon on by October 2nd, and they were going to spend time there. I don't know what they planned on that afterwards, but I do know that since they were supposed to be out there till August 2nd, Brian's family knew that when he showed up on September 1st, that, they knew that was against their plan. And again, when the police showed up over a week later, they already had an attorney's name and contact information for the police. So again, we're asking the Laundrie family to come forward and tell us what you know. Tell us at least where to look.
And the August 30th text, I know you can't say what it is, but what about it made it pretty clear to the mom it's not her daughter? Was it just not the way she usually speaks? Can you just characterize it a little bit?
I'm not going to get into that. I'm just going to say the family doesn't believe that was her with the text. Anything else?
Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys. And I do have copies of the letter, and I can hand them out.
Thank you.
Bruh. That's it.
Richard, I go by Richard.
All right, so once again, the family's attorney speaking out, issuing that statement. Again, they had wrote that letter pleading with Brian Laundrie's family to do anything to help them find Gabby, even to help them know of her last location. And again, the last time they had heard from Gabby, her mother doesn't believe that it was truly her in that text message. So a lot of questions continue to surround. And we're taking a look at some of that video footage. This is that body camera footage from Utah police after there had been that incident between the couple. And there's just been a lot of unanswered questions at this time, as you heard them mention. As soon as they did have police try to reach out to Brian Laundrie, ask him where Gabby was, he had already had a lawyer that he told police that he could contact them through. So again, one parent's plea to another parent saying, this was going to be your daughter-in-law. Please, I plead with you, we beg with you to have any information shared with us. And so we'll continue to follow this case right here on Live Now from Fox as, again, attorneys speaking out for that family, issuing that statement as they continue to try to search for Gabby, who's been missing, reported missing since September 11th. Again, though Laundrie did return from his trip back on September 1st. So we do know at this time that he is at home with his parents in Florida, and Gabby's last known location.
All right. So that's it, man. I'm not going to keep pushing and pushing or because we did a 4-hour stream earlier. And I think that was pretty good for today. I do have Katrina's working on a timeline. I am going to work on putting a little bit of the story together. I don't think that I'll be able to get it done today, honestly, but I am going to work on getting the story out with the two women, because I got to pick up my daughter later tonight. But I'm going to start on this, start piecing it together. And I don't want to overcomplicate things, but I want to put this story together, try to find out a little bit about these two women, maybe a little bit about their background and where were the sites they were camping at or whatever, maybe if anybody knows them. Maybe look at some of the statements that the father made. And these people are really putting the pressure on Brian as far as the Gabby story. The media is pushing hard. Let me show you guys this real quick too before we head out. There's these people that I'm following on Twitter. There's two people that I'm following on Twitter, right? And Daniela Hurtado, she's showing what it looks like. I guess if any one of us would have did this, they consider it doxing. But I guess since they're the media, they can do whatever the hell they want, I guess. But anyway, Because I saw one of the videos, they showed the address, which I'm sure people have looked it up already. I haven't personally looked them up yet, but I saw one of the videos they show the literal house number and everything. But check this out. This is the media. They're literally parked out there 24/7. Tell me what other story you see this happening, right? 24/7. We're gonna park out here and just wait. And what are they parked out there for? I mean, I get the story, right? I get it, but are they just hoping for a glimpse of the family? Are they just waiting for a snapshot picture for when they go out and get their mail? Are they looking to see what happens when they dump the garbage in their dumpster? Or they think at this point, I don't think this guy's gonna release a statement on his own terms, unless unless they find something to bring him in on. And that's what they were saying. Some of the neighbors are like pissed off. Like, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes they get mad at YouTubers, which I agree. Sometimes they go overboard, but hey, the media is right here doing the same thing. I couldn't do this. Well, I mean, if I was getting paid, maybe, but it's a job. I guess they're just hoping for a glimpse. But from what I hear, nobody's seen him since September 1st. He might not even be in the house. So I don't know. So I just thought that was interesting. Let me see if there's any little updates that Hurtado posted. Oh, this was the father. This was really short too. It's like 24 seconds. This is what I from what I observed. I guess the father made a statement, so now the mother has to go and make a statement, I guess, because it looks like they're both separated. And so the mother, I don't know if she's married to the guy she's with or whatever, but that would be Gabby's stepfather. So we saw those two at a different press conference. And then this guy, this is her actual father, which they almost look similar. And I guess he's with somebody else.
I'm asking for help from everyone here. I'm asking for help everyone at home. I'm asking for help from the parents of Brian, and I'm asking for help of the family members and friends of the Laundrie family as well.
I think we saw this.
There is a tip line that you can call anonymously. Whatever you can do to make sure my daughter comes home, I'm asking for that help. I'm asking for help from everyone here. I'm asking for help everyone at home. I'm asking for help from the parents of Brian, and I'm asking for help of the family members and friends of the Laundrie family as well. There is a tip line that you can call anonymously. Whatever you can do to make sure my daughter comes home, I'm asking for.
I just want some real updates, man. I get they're putting pressure on this guy, but I just want some real updates. This was the official statement that was put out. So Nicole Schmidt, that's the mother. Jim Schmidt, so I guess she remarried, and I'm guessing this is her stepfather, and then Joe Petito and Tara Petito, I guess the siblings. And so I don't think I really need to read this because we just heard it, but this is the official statement where they're making a plea. We beg you to tell us, as a parent, how could you let us go through this pain and not help us? As a parent, how could you put Gabby's younger brothers and sisters through this? How can you keep her location hidden? It's crazy. I don't know what the hell happened, but it's crazy. Choke somebody. But I know you can't do that, really. But yeah, that's it, man. I guess I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to, in a little bit, work on this other video. We'll see what comes up. I'm going to see what Katrina sends. And so, yeah, that's it, man. Thank you, guys. All right. We'll check back in later. Have a good afternoon. Be safe. Oh, thank you for this super chat. Clarissa says, Mel, I'm so happy. 500 plus in the chat. I remember when it was 35. But we almost just had 2,000 people on the previous stream. We streamed for almost 4 hours. But yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Somebody sent a Cash App as well. Lanicia, thank you. That was earlier. But yeah, it's interesting. I mean, how this story is getting all this attention. I mean, I don't know if it's just the mystery of it that intrigues people, or I don't know, bro. I got no idea. All right. So I'll be back later, probably. All right. You guys have a good night. Be safe. Peace. Peace. Hit like on the way out. Appreciate it. Hopefully she's found, man. I mean, I don't think it looks good personally, but hopefully she's found. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. Later. Oh, they're not searching. Supposedly they're not. They haven't started any kind of search. Thank you, Maria, for the stars. I hear they haven't. On the last video, they said that they haven't done any grid search yet, so they haven't even started, which is kind of interesting. Maybe they don't know where to look. Maybe who knows what they're doing. Maybe the FBI knows something, obviously, that we don't know. They're still processing forensics in the vehicle for the van or whatever. So they have to have something on him, a reason to pull him in, you know. So this is what happens when you lower up, I guess. This is a lesson to anybody that's in any kind of situation. Thanks.